Hi, this is Ray Guest with Remax Platinum, and I'm just doing my May video blog, and I've included, the market info is a couple of videos down below this, and then I did the buyer report is the video below this one, and now I'm going to do this seller report because it has some interesting information in it. You can pause this video at any point to read the information if you want to go more in depth, but I'll kind of skim through here and just hit a few highlights that kind of caught my eye. By the way, I'd love to help you buy or sell a home, and my number is 810-444-4168. I hope you're having a great day, so let's get into this now. Um, is the housing market actually recovering? And the answer is yes and no. There are sales are up, prices are still down, and in some areas still trending down. Although in some markets, prices have actually trended up. Here in Michigan and Southeast Michigan in particular, there are some areas of higher demand where prices have trended upwards. That's good news. But they're also saying this next section down here is talking about the home prices is beginning to close the window of opportunity because there's downward pressure. I mean, there has been a backlog of foreclosures that have not come to market because of the banks had this robo signing thing where they were forging documents in order to foreclose on homes. And when that came to light, they kind of put a stop on all the home foreclosures while they worked that out. But they've worked that out with the government now. I mean, there's still potentially private lawsuits, but at least they've worked out the problems with the government. And that big backlog of foreclosures is supposed to come to market now. We've been hearing about that for a while, but it is out there, and if it comes to market, it will put downward pressure on prices. So the point of this report is making the argument if you want to sell, you better get it sold now before that wave of foreclosures hits us. And this is just talking some more about that. If you want to read more of this, you can pause the video and read that. Uh, this is a program. Now they had a program that I'd heard about, and I don't know if it's how much it's being implemented, where they were going to let people live in their home for up to 3 years after it had been foreclosed for 80% of whatever their mortgage amount was, and that would help to prevent homes from being dumped on the market now and also give people a chance to rebuild their credit before they actually moved out of a foreclosed home, and then they could perhaps buy. But what this program is talking about is that they're going to do some bulk sales of homes to investors who would then rent them for a period of time. Although they're saying in the next page down that they still want to focus on selling homes to owner occupants. And this is just going to be a small percentage of the market, so they really don't expect it to help stabilize prices very much. That other program, if they did it on a large scale, I think is a really great idea. And it had been announced. I haven't heard anything more about it. But if they do that on a large scale, that could make a real difference. So they're making the argument here for me that I would make if I were doing a listing presentation with you, saying that you need to pay me the money that I've earned in terms of a commission. Because you need a true professional. There are statistics out there that show that homes that are professionally marketed sell for 8 to 10% more than homes that are for sale by owners. So you get what you pay for. And you need a skilled negotiator in this market. And they make the argument here, which I've made in the past. I mean, if I'm not willing to fight for my own commission, how are you going to trust me to fight for you when I'm negotiating for you? And so you want a realtor that has the strength to stand up for himself, so that you know you're going to have somebody that will have the strength to stand up for you in negotiations. Um, and this is a good point. A lot of people are holding out because they sort of had it locked in their head what their home was worth in 2006 and 2007. And even though they know the market doesn't support that value now, they still, in their heart, that's what their home is worth to them. And they want to get that price out of it. But this and I think this slide here talks about, if you read it, that you're going to wait 5 to 7 years before your home is actually back to that value. And what is the value of your happiness in the meantime? If you need to move on with your life, the value of your home is your home's worth what the market will bear. And that 2007 value was just a paper value at that point in time, and it no longer represents the value of your home in this market. You cannot sell your home for that price in this market. If you want me to list your home for that price in this market, I'd be happy to take that listing, but it's going to need to be a 7-year listing, because that's how long it's going to take us to get your home sold. And so if you want to wait 7 years to sell your home, we can do that. Otherwise, you need to price your home competitively for this market so that you can move on with your life. And then we got a little bit of recovery going on here. They're talking about how the Serenity Prayer applies to selling your home. You don't have any control over the factors that are driving the values of homes down. The current economy, with people being laid off and the inventory of distressed homes on the market, you can't control that. So there are things that are out of your control in this market that you can't control. But what you can control, if you read the Serenity Prayer, is to have the courage to change your things you can control the pricing of your home. You can market your home and price your home effectively in this market to get it sold. And there is a price point at which your home will sell. So you do have control over whether or not your home sells, and you have to decide whether, you have to have the wisdom to decide whether that's something you really want to do. If it's something, if you really need to sell your home, if you really need to move on, if you're being tied, losing out on a job opportunity somewhere else because you're not willing to accept what you can get out of this home here, if you're losing out on the opportunity to be with your family, retired in another state because you're not willing to accept what you can get out of your home here, you're not doing yourself any favors, especially since you're going to wait 5 to 7 years if you're going to get that 2006, 2007 price out of your home. So I hope this is helpful to you, and I'd love to help you sell your home, but we also have to face facts in this market, and that's what I'm here to help you face. This is Ray Guest with RE/MAX Platinum. Chances are, if you're seeing this video, you're seeing it on my website. But if you are on my YouTube brand channel, you can go to my website at rayguest.com, www.rayguest.com, and you can do some home searching there to see what homes in your area are selling for, if that's helpful to you. And that's a good way to find my contact info as well. So I'd love to help you. Take care. Goodbye.